Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how I made my s'mores sourdough bread loaf. To your bowl, add 100 grams of your sourdough active starter, 350 grams of warm water. Go ahead and mix that together now. Next, you are going to add 500 grams of bread flour and mix that together until it's not all the way combined, but pretty much combined. Next, add 10 grams of salt. Now you're going to want to knead your dough for about 3 to 5 minutes. It is going to be sticky and you're going to knead it, and it's still going to look more like a shaggy dough. After I'm done kneading, I go ahead and just use my scraper to get the dough off my hand. And then I also just scrape down the sides of my bowl so I have all the dough mixed in together. Cover and let rest for 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and start our stretch and folds. This will be our first round of stretch and folds, and we're going to do 3 of them. And during this first round, I'm going to add my chocolate chips and marshmallows in, so that's way I can add these throughout the dough and combine it well as I'm doing my stretch and folds. But go ahead and get your hands wet, and then what you're going to do is pull up and then fold in, and you're going to repeat this clear around your bowl. After you've completed your stretch and folds, go ahead and cover again, and you're going to let your dough rest again for 30 minutes. Now that it's been 30 minutes, we're going to go ahead and do our next round of stretch and folds. Again, remember to wet your hands before you do this because your dough will be sticky. After you're done, go ahead and cover and let rest again for 30 minutes. And now to our last round of stretch and fold. You'll notice your dough isn't as sticky this time, but I still do wet my hands. After you have completed this round of stretch and fold, you're gonna go ahead and cover your dough again and then let it bulk ferment for anywhere from 4 to 12, 16 hours. It really depends on how warm your house is, until you see about 50% rise in your dough. Now that my dough is done rising, I'm gonna go ahead and add some flour to my banneton basket and then a little bit on my countertop. Go ahead and get your dough out on your countertop. Now I'm going to pull my dough out to a rectangle. And next time I make this bread, I would probably sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon sugar on this layer too, because I think it would just add a lot to it. Fold it in 2/3, and then go ahead and turn your dough so it's lengthwise away from you. And then you're gonna start from one end and go ahead and roll it up. Now we'll just finish the shaping. So I bring the dough back towards me and I'll push it away. And when I bring it back towards me, I'm going to tuck it underneath to build some tension up on my dough. Now that I have that done, which I forgot to do in this video, sprinkle some flour on top of your dough just to make sure it doesn't stick to your banneton, and then add your dough to your banneton basket. Cover with a plastic wrap, or I use a shower cap, and then I place it in my fridge overnight and I'll cook it in the morning. Now that it's next morning, I went ahead first and preheated my oven to 450 degrees with my Dutch oven inside it. Once your oven is preheated, go ahead and get some parchment paper and then add your dough to the parchment paper. Go ahead and score your dough. Remember, you at least want one deeper cut. Go ahead and remove your Dutch oven from the oven, and then remove the lid. Add your dough to your Dutch oven, place your lid, and then you're going to place back in the oven on 450 degrees for 30 minutes, and then remove the lid and then lower the temperature to 400 and cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. But there you go. It turned out so good and so delicious. I'll go ahead and put the full recipe in the description below, and then follow me for more recipes.